Last episode, I left off with a big question. Should we be buyers or sellers at the trade deadline? And you guys made your thoughts clear in the comment section. You want us to sell and tank and just try and go for one of those top draft picks and kind of build this team from the draft, get younger, and prepare for this team's future as hopefully future Eastern Conference champions. One of our biggest moves in the first offseason with the Pittsburgh Force was to go ahead and sign Ausar Thompson and try and stock up on free agent talent and see if we could become a contender right out of the gate. But that just did not happen. We are 4 games below 500. He's on a massive 4-year deal over $170 million. And he's having his best season from behind the arc, which means that his price in a trade is going to be actually pretty damn high. But we're not going after young talent right now. We are going to probably have to stock up on picks and some veteran backup talent to take on some contracts until we can get some younger players from these next 2 or 3 draft classes. And I think out of all the players on this team, it makes a whole lot of sense to go ahead and trade Ausar Thompson because he is 30 years old, he's on a big contract, and for him, playing for a winner is extremely important, and he's not really that loyal. And even though his focus right now is on the courts, I think he probably wants to be on a playoff caliber team, and I think I have found the perfect fit for him. I spent a lot of time between last episode and this one going through different teams and seeing which ones could afford him given their salary cap situations, and I think that the best fit right now for him on a contending team is going to unfortunately be in the Eastern Conference, and it's going to be once again with the Detroit Pistons. I have not tested this offer yet, so my initial offer, which is valid for both teams, is Ausar Thompson and D'Anthony Melton for their next 2 first-round picks, plus Herb Jones and Brett Young. And Brett Young, by the way, is only 26 years old. He's a power forward, but can play at small forward at 6'9" and 212. And even though he's happy with this team, he is considered right now expendable in terms of their contracts, and they want to upgrade their starting 5 because this team is in contention for the Eastern Conference. They're going to make the playoffs, and they want to make one more big move to get themselves over the hump. Brett Young, so far in almost 5 full years, has shot the ball pretty well overall. He's a pretty decent three-point shooter, kind of had a dip between last year and this year, but he is playing pretty well. He's a positive plus-minus player. And he's not going to be like a big part of our team or anything. He'll probably either start at small forward or come off the bench in that role if this deal does go through. But there just aren't many teams that can afford to take on Thompson's $40 million salary without giving up another star player on their own team. And we're not really in the running to go after another star to replace a guy that we just signed in this past offseason. So I think this still makes sense. It gives us 2 more first-round picks this year and next year, which means that we could still use Murray Bailey later on to trade up in the draft if we think about a move like that. I think this trade offer might just give us a lot more wiggle room in terms of what we can do in our next offseason, and it will probably just give us a worse record the rest of the season as well to help us offer the upcoming draft with our own draft pick. So let's see what they say about this initial offer. They like what they have. I disagree. If I throw in somebody like Wendell Moore, what do they say now? They like what they have. And now they're going to throw in a counteroffer. After I threw in Trey Jones, they want to send us a first-round pick swap, their first-round pick next season, plus Herb Jones, Brett Young, and Courtney Hart, who I'm not really familiar with. He's a point guard that hasn't really played hardly at all. He's been here only this year and has not played a single minute on the courts. And I'm curious what badges he has right now, if any. He's got 5. So, okay. Maybe he could get some playing time and could be that kind of backup point guard over Harrison, who is still trying to get back in the good graces of me because he has shot poorly all year long. He's got some offensive ability on paper. He's got a good driving layup. He's not the best jump shooter or anything. The pick swap. I think this means that they would get the edge on us with the pick. They could swap to get us, or they could swap to get our pick if it's like top 5 or top 10, or just if it's better than theirs. I'm going to change the 2034 pick to a top 10 protection and see if this will get us over the hump here. Really hope it does. It does not. I'm going to throw in a worse point guard, Matt Roberts, who has had even less playing time somehow than Courtney Hart. We're going to keep those picks, and I'm going to change this back to an unprotected first. I mean, it's not going to matter because it's probably going to be outside of the lottery anyways, but will this move the needle? No. These guys are so stingy. I'm going to throw in a 2035 first instead of the 24 first round pick. I'll put Courtney Hart back in. They like what they have. I just don't believe these guys. Instead of trying to move Azar Thompson to the Pistons, we're going to try and send them Murray Bailey, and they have offered us a counteroffer. Once again, trying to swap picks with us. I don't want to do that. You know, I think I can maybe get behind a 2034 pick swap. That way we do get the first round pick for this year, but we have no idea what the draft class will look like for 2034 compared to this draft class. So this is a tough one. They really want that pick swap. This one actually looks a lot better. In this trade, which they just counteroffered to us, they would give us, or we would give them, Murray Bailey, Ramirez, Mo Bamba, our second round pick this year, and our first round pick next year with a lottery protection. In exchange, they'll give us Herb Jones, Brett Young, and a 2033 and 2035 unprotected first round pick alongside Courtney Hart. I think based on where we're leaning towards this season, if we make this move, then we're probably going to get that 2034 first round pick. It's probably going to be in the lottery just like this year's is probably going to be. And after that, we don't have to worry about it. We will kind of get rid of that 2035 first round pick instead as the backup to this one. I think I like this one a lot better. So without further ado, we're going to make the trade. The deal is done, and the Pistons are going to acquire Murray Bailey. A big move to bolster this defense and maybe their offense too, because they don't really have a set-in-stone power forward. So the trade is done. So we now have 2 first-round picks this year. We kept ours, no pick swap. And Detroit currently owns our 2034 pick, but again, if that ends up being in the lottery, then we get it back for 2034. And if not, then 2035 is the protection backup. So I like that a lot. We get their first round pick in 2035 as well. So stocking up on picks. And is there anything else we can do with Azar Thompson? Or should we save that for the offseason? I have spent half an hour looking at offers, or trying to put together offers to get rid of Azar Thompson. And there's just not a team that can give us more picks without sending us a boatload of players to fill the salary cap that they would be taking on with Thompson. If you look at the trade finder, there's almost no picks involved in any of these trades, which just completely boggles the mind, because some of these trades are just completely unfair against us. Like, why would I trade for Jordan Walsh and Willie Kelly and give away Thompson for pretty much nothing? You got a guy that's on a 1-year deal, that's 23 years old, but isn't really better than either center currently on the roster. I just don't see it. And I'm trying to find a team where he can play for a winner, because that would make sense for his character. But there's just not one popping up. The only team that we could maybe do it with is the Nuggets, but we can't even trade for their 2033 or 2034 picks because they don't have one for 2034, and their one from 2033 was involved in a trade, so we can't trade for that one either. We might just have to wait on sending Thompson somewhere in the off season, because there just aren't many options on where we can send him right now and get a good haul back. So I think we're just going to have to wait until the year is over. I think our lone move right now is going to be that Murray Bailey, Jose Ramirez trade to acquire those 2 first-round picks from the Pistons. We get Brett Young, who is, I believe, the same age as Murray Bailey right now, just not as refined overall. We'll probably still keep the 2034 pick. And if we do, then we'll lose our 2035 one as the protection backup. I think now is about time where I want to watch a full game against these Neptunes, the #1 Eastern Conference team. They're still at the top of the NBA. And I want to see these guys back where we used to play in Atlantic Arena. We're going to sim the next month. I think we'll end off the season next episode against the Bulls and Jerome Vaughn, the first overall pick. And then we'll head into our second offseason with this team. After a full month of simming, we go from 23-27 to 28-35, now 7 games below 500, and we are 12th in the conference. We have won 3 out of our last 4 games going into this game against the Neptunes, who are 43-20, and they have a 5-game lead over New York now as the #1 seed. That leaves us with the 11th worst record in the NBA, despite winning our last 2 games. The Suns have lost 16 games in a row. I was trying to make a trade with them to send Asar Thompson over there to help those guys out. So here we are, and we could still definitely play a lot worse. I might actually forcibly tank just to give us better odds at a first overall or at a top, 3 or 5 pick. We'll see what happens. I might just play some of those younger guys more than the veterans down the stretch. But we'll still be a lottery team, and we still have players and picks to use in a trade-up, so we don't really have to force us to tank because we're kind of just doing that naturally. But, yeah. The Neptunes this year kind of have a different look offensively. Jovanovic is only playing 26 minutes per game, and he's definitely had quite a dip in terms of the points that he is scoring every game. He's been going down ever since the last year of the 2030 decade, just going down by a couple of points per season, and he's not shooting very well from behind the arc compared to the rest of his career. It's his worst shooting season from behind the arc since the 25-26 campaign, which was his 2nd year in the league. So he's kind of dropped off there. They got Magnus Larsson dropping almost 12 points off the bench. But Quinn Hilliard is making a big name for himself as their 3rd scoring option over Jovanovic this year. Kuminga still dropping, what he usually does, and he is shooting very well from downtown. So is Hilliard. He's got to be the league's top 3-point shooter as of right now. In fact, their entire team is shooting very well from downtown, like you would expect. Boyd, Kuminga, Hilliard, Larson, Agbaji, all floating around 40% or higher. And they're going to come in and winning 5 straight games with Mac Boyd having himself quite a week. Multiple games scoring over 30 points, and he's coming off one of his best games all year long where he dropped 38. So here we go in our return to Atlantic Arena, our first time seeing the Neptunes on their home courts since we took over Pittsburgh. Who's going to open the scoring here in this game? We've got the ball first after Castro won the tip, and he's going to open the scoring. Here we go. Boyd wants to go after Asar Thompson. They're in the screen. Boyd the shots offline. Thompson out to Thomas. He cuts inside and hands it off to Towns. What just happened there? All the way to the 10 and rejected out of bounds by Castro. Shot clock under 5. Quinn Hilliard going isolation against Jimmy Thomas. And that one's also deflected. Nice cut. Thompson fouled at the rim. Plus the bucket. Mac Boyd called for his first foul. Thompson's free throw is up and good. It's 5-0 Pittsburgh. Hilliard lost his dribble. Up and over. Thomas no good. Duran's on the glass to put it back in. Thomas will just fire it himself. Will step back triple. No dice. On the other end, Jonathan Kuminga. Up and over Thompson, 1-point game. Nice pass. Thomas has a clean look this time. He tried to walk back like he thought it was going to go in, but it rattles out instead. Jovanovic on the other end. He drills the triple, and the Neptunes have their first lead. And now he turns it over. Quinn Hilliard picks Thomas's pockets. Spin and firing. It's up and in. A 9-0 run by Virginia Beach. Thomas fires another three. This time he connects.
3 points.
Kuminga attacks inside and got blocked off the backboard by Castro. His second in the first 4 minutes of action here. Thomas splits defenders, fouled on the shot, and the bucket's gonna count.
First personal foul. Second team.
Why are they showing Jonathan Kuminga's name when he was not even involved on the play?
At the line.
That was a Jimmy Thomas highlight. A free throw is good. Boyd gets the handoff and launches it, but that one's no good. Has a pretty tough defensive matchup here in this game with Thompson guarding him because he's playing small forward this season instead of Kuminga playing there. At a mismatch right here. Thomas going up against Jalen Duren, and the ball is tipped out of bounds. Inbound to Wilson Towns. Bucket good, plus another foul. This time it's against DJ. Excuse me. And the free throw by Towns is good. Screen comes up from Jalen Duren. Hilliard back to him on a pick and roll. We have not been good at guarding those all season long. Now he's going to get downhill, and he left it short. Jalen Duren, a solid shot contest. Jovanovic pulls the trigger but misfires from downtown. Jan Malone trying to get busy. Little one-legged fadeaway, rims out. Hilliard attacks the rim. Thomas right there with him. Tough shot, no good. Thompson wants it. He leaves it for Wilson Towns. Great finish. The launch, a few feet behind the line. It's online from Jovanovic. Just brought in Herb Jones and Jonathan Campbell as Wilson Towns fires a tough shot, and it just misses. That's going to be a bad screen from Jalen Duren. The turnover. And there is the 15-game difference right there in the standings. We are not 10th in the conference. We are 12th. And we turn the ball over on our offensive end. And Cecil Andrews has points as he has just checked in for Jalen Duren. Christian Tatum, the steal and the assist on that play, and we're tied at 16. Pick and roll. Campbell with the floater. No good. Jovanovic over Towns puts Virginia Beach back on top. He's got 8 of their 18. Screen comes up. Towns to Malone. He posters Kuminga. Nice flare out. Tatum launches the triple, and he's fouled on the shot by Herb Jones. Tatum has shot less than 39% this season. He's been probably the worst offensive player for the Neptunes, but he's been brought in to play defense for the most part. Obviously, that was a move that we made before we took over Pittsburgh. And Tatum goes 3 for 3 at the line. Well, pick and roll. Campbell has positioning at the rim for 2. It's going to be a turnover. Mac Boyd steps out of bounds after Clint Hardy picks him up on defense. You don't often see Boyd cold from the field, but he is cold right now. And it's against us. I'll take it. Wilson Towns lets it fly, but can't connect. At the rim, that's Magnus Larsson to extend the lead back to 3. This is still the #1 offense in the NBA at over 122 points per game. Towns going right at Larsson, and he finishes with the left hand. And Towns has so many different moves that he can go to. He can score at all 3 levels. I love the guy. Good penetration by Larsson. Towns rejects the shot, and Hardy picks up the rebound. Now Towns pulls up from the wave and puts us back on top. Andrews the screen. Boyd, step back 3. Has yet to get on the board here, I think. It's left for Campbell. His triple is online. A 4-point lead for the Force. Boyd right now is 0 for 3 from the field. 0 points, 1 board, 1 assist as Andrews got blocked by the rim, but he was also fouled from behind. It's going to go against Jonathan Campbell as Andrews bricks the first free throw. Now we're going to see Brett Young for the first time as Andrews knocks down the back end. Top of the key screen. Harrison whips it back to Campbell for the two-handed stuff. Inside and blocked by Campbell. Andrews thought he had a layup, but there was nothing there. We've had at least like 3 or 4 blocks here in the first quarter alone, I believe. Abaji gets the feed and gets right past Hardy for 2. Up and over Jovanovic. Harrison just misses the shot, and the Neptunes can tie or make it a 1-point game before this quarter is over. Abaji pulls up and nails the buzzer beater. We're tied through 1. 29-29.
The visiting team, 29.
Start of the second quarter. Neptunes tie the ball game with a little 5-0 run to end the first quarter. Now they have the ball, but Yobi misses the trifecta. Castro is going to pull the trigger. Have yet to see him knock one of those down. Jovanovic attacks, reverse layup. A bit too much on it. Nice cut. Thomas left open at the rim, and Castro with the assist. Macy is left open, but can't connect behind the arc. Brett Young off the window, got it to go for his first points with Pittsburgh that we have seen. But inside the arc, Leo Macy 0 for 2. Thomas waiting for Thompson to get freed up. Abaji picks him up. Shot clock under 5. Harrison gonna have to fire. He's fouled on the shots. A really poor foul against Jovanovic there will give us 3 free throws. And Harrison can knock him down. He's pretty good at these. Number 2, well, man, why do I give anybody props? Harrison 2 for 3. It's kicked out. Jovanovic, mid-range jumper, good. Castro fires another 3. Same result as last time. But we get it right back off a steal from Thompson. Up to Thomas, open, look, we lead by 6. Same spot as last time. Jovanovic, though, no good on this one. Harrison trying to push the tempo. Got Jovanovic up in the air, and I might want to go after him when he's out there. Another run by the Force. We had like a 11-3 run towards the close of the first quarter before they scored those 5 last points. Now a 10-2 run the last couple of minutes here to open the second quarter. Hilliard downhill. It's left for Andrews over Thomas. Out of the corner comes Towns, but it's going to be a turnover after a bad screen. Andrews downhill, going right after Homer Castro. Almost called him Harold. He gets it back, but misses both attempts at the rim. Another bad screen. This time it's Keon Malone off ball. 2 straight turnovers. Back to Andrews. He's tied up. It's going to be a jump ball. Castro locking Andrews down right now on these last couple of plays. Can he win the tip, though, against a 6'9 or 6'9 center? He does. Up to Towns. Hilliard right there with him. It does not matter with Towns, man. He can finish at the rim with ease against these kinds of guards. Kuminga leaves it for Andrews. A foot away from the rim. This time he's got it. Thompson wants it down low against Christian Tatum. He has to fire, and he left it short. Ivanovic waiting for a screen. He's got some room, and the shot off the glass is good. It's back to 4. That is not a smart shot by Towns. Kuminga pulls down the miss. On the other end, Jovanovic lost the handle, and Castro picks up a steal. Jones trying to push the tempo. Towns for 3. He got it! Hilliard trying to respond. 3 no good, and now Andrews called for a loose ball foul.
First team foul.
We got half the quarter left. Mac Boyd back in, but still scoreless here in this game. If they want a chance to win, which, I mean, they will pretty much always have a chance to win, Boyd's got to start to get on the board here. Up and over Kuminga. Towns fouled on the shot. They have fouled us 3 different times on jump shots. I will take it. And Towns right now is absolutely feasting. The back end is also out. So for 2. Up and over Hardy. Hilliard got it. Towns rises, and that shot might have been deflected by Kuminga. That was kind of a wild one. The 3 from Larson. Rims out, but Kuminga pulls down the offensive rebound. It's kept alive for the Neptunes. Boyd to Kuminga, back to Larson. Hardy, some really tight defense, but the shot is going to count. Campbell has an open look and drills the triple. Little pick and pop with Boyd. Larson going right after Malone. And he's called for a foul. Larson right now averaging just over 11 points per game off the bench for these Neptunes. Their new backup point guard goes 1 for 2 at the line. Waiting for a screen. Towns launches, but can't connect behind the arc this time. Inside and fouled. Larson will have some more free throws. It's the first against Clint Hardy. And Larson having some difficulty knocking down these free throws, just like Wilson Towns did. He's 2 for 4. Nice cut by Towns. He gets the feed inside, and he's fouled hard by Kuminga again. Gotta knock these 2 down in a close game like this. First one is good. And the second one is good as well. Wilson Towns right now leading both teams, I believe, in scoring with 16. Hilliard going right to the 10, and Thomas can't stop him. Thomas going right after Boyd, but it was picked up well and left that shot short. Hilliard lost it, tries to save it. And Boyd is called for a take foul. You don't see that very often at all. We're going to have free throws and the ball, I believe. And Thomas knocks it down. Harrison lost his dribble. Campbell has a mismatch down low, and Kuminga does not even try to stop him there on the baseline. Campbell's got 12 points. He's 5 for 6. Playing very well off the bench here in this game. Larson kicks it inside, and Boyd finally has his first points with about 2.5 to play in the first half. Campbell wants it against Kuminga. He just throws it up and got it. Boyd the screen, he rolls to the rim, and he's got 4 straight points after nothing prior. Campbell gets the feed outside. Kuminga having some defensive problems right now guarding our big man. 17 points off the bench, 10 here in the second. Hilliard right to the rim again, attacking Thomas. The offense right now is playing very well. Jimmy Thomas rejected by Tatum. Right as I start talking, things like that seem to happen. Let's try this again. Thompson, the 3. It's good. That was a tough shot, too. We've got 60 first half points against one of the league's best defenses. Boyd, a few feet behind the line. Still has yet to knock one down from behind the arc. Harrison taking Jovanovic right to the rack, but he put too much on it. Step back 3. Good from Jovanovic. Thompson slices inside, blocked by Jalen Duren. They'll stay with the Force. Young with it. Shot clock counting down. He's got to make a pass or just throw up a shot. Neptunes will have the final shot of the half. It's an open look for Boyd, but he misses the deep 3. And we lead by 6 at the halftime break. Been a very good and close game so far, but until Boyd gets going, we're probably going to hold on to this lead. But Hilliard, Jovanovic, and I guess some plays from Duren have kept them in this ball game as Thompson picks up a steal, cutting off the pass. Malone finishes on the other end, and our lead extends to 8. That is how you want to open the second half after a pretty solid first. Boyd going right at Thompson. Reverse layup is good. You can't really stop that, can you? Out of the corner comes Towns. Wide open look. He connects on the 3. He's got 19 points against his former team. Gotta love that, man. He's a really good shooter. He can really create his own shot. I am becoming a big fan right now of Wilson Towns, and I think so are many of you. Time counting down. Jovanovic in the corner. Can't respond. Astro trying another triple. He's 0 for 3 now from downtown. 2-man game with Yovi and Boyd. Towns playing some good defense. Tough shot. Jovanovic got it. What a play. Downhill, Thomas might have had that one deflected from behind by Jalen Duren. Pick and roll, lob for Duren over the top when Malone wasn't looking. Isolation for Jimmy Thomas, trying to go right at Quinn Hilliard. He lost his dribble. He's going to fire. That one got tipped. On the other end, Kuminga jams all over Jimmy Thomas, and we have a one-score game. They've outboarded us by 6 so far. In the corner, though, Thomas has some room. Boyd wants it. Tough shots. Still yet to knock one down from behind the arc. Ounce. Lost Hilliard and connects on the mid-range pull-up. And they turn the ball over after a timeout. Thompson hands it off. Castro had that one blocked from behind. Jalen Duren with at least his third block of the game. It's been a very defensive battle between Boyd and Thompson. Both guys only have 6 points after leading their teams respectively in scoring all season long. See what happens the rest of the way. Jalen Duren freed up inside for 2. Thompson gets the feed. Boyd gets there just in time for the shot contest. Double screens. Hilliard pulls up in the paint. It is a 1-point game. Downs. Downhill, picked up by Duren, just missing the layup. And it's stolen on the other end. Thompson, a great read on the pass. And we get it back. Over Boyd, no good. Down low. Duren spins and lays it in for 2. Neptunes on top. We put ourselves back in front on this possession. It's whipped down low. Campbell kicks it back out. Towns. A double team. Herb Jones left open. That's a fantastic pass by Towns, showing off the full court vision. Kuminga lets it fly and sinks one from deep. Campbell fading away from the elbow. He is 8 for 9 from the field. Keep this guy in the game right now. He is killing it right now on the offensive end. We have a tie game at 71 apiece, just over 4 minutes to play in the third quarter.
First team foul.
2-man game between Jovi and Boyd. Off the window, too much from Jovanovic. High ball screen. Towns back to Campbell. Pittsburgh back in front. Duren just going right to the rack, and Campbell is called for his second foul of the game. And Duren's free throws tie this game back up at 73. Not on this stint. Front end rims out. Duren 1 for 2. We have a huge mismatch right now with Jovanovic guarding Campbell. Towns fires instead. That was not the right call. Closely defended. Boyd whips it back to Duren. Second straight foul against Jonathan Campbell. Front end is good this time. It puts the Neptunes on top. It's good. Lob for Wilson Towns, the left-handed jam. He's got 23. What a find by Clint Hardy. Boyd gets the pass inside. 2 defenders there. It doesn't matter. We're trading buckets here to close this third quarter. It could be in store for another fantastic finish between these two teams. Towns spins and hits the left-handed shot again. Little pick and roll. Back to Duren. He just missed a wide-open layup, but he got it back. Is he going to try again? No, they turn the ball over on the handoff. We'll pick and roll with Campbell. His pull-up jumper's offline. And Tatum pulls it down. He attacks, hands it off, and Duren steps out. 2 straight TOs by the home team. Screen comes up. Harrison launches and connects with the trifecta. Nice pass inside. Jovanovic the lane for 2. Boyd the assist. Jovi wants a foul call. It's kicked out. Towns misses the open 3. Up to Boyd. He slips inside to tie things up at 80 points. Nice. Oh, well, I spoke too soon. Not a good pass. It's stolen by Duren instead. 22 seconds separate the shot and game clock. Jovanovic pulls the trigger but misses from downtown. Back to Harrison. Little give and go, and he puts us back in front. Boyd steps into a shot, but his jumpers right now just aren't falling right now. He's pretty much only scored at the rim on most of his shot attempts. We have the last look of the quarter. Young pump fakes, rises, and misses the buzzer beater. We have a 3-point lead with 1 quarter left to play. It's been back and forth the whole time. It is anybody's game with 12 to go. Pittsburgh starts the 4th quarter with the ball, leading by 3. We almost turn the ball over, but Thompson has it down low instead. Shot clock is approaching 5. Backdoor cut. Harrison for 2. Off the screen. Larson fires, but can't stick it. Mismatch down low. Campbell's got to attack this. He just hit that from the elbow. Behind the arc, it's Larson. This time he's online. First points for the Neptunes here in the 4th quarter. Harrison passed up the open 3. Thomas fires instead. No good. Behind the arc. Larson again. 1-point game. The Force call timeout. Wilson, Towns, and Castro check back in as Hardy just took out Hilliard with his hip, and that's going to be a foul. Off the screen. The launch. Offline from Quinn Hilliard. Another off-ball illegal screen. Another turnover. High ball screen from Andrews. Jones just got put on skates by Hilliard, but he recovers well on defense. Larson just cooked Wilson Towns. The shot is good. He's got 8 here in the 4th quarter. And now the Neptunes are back in front. 13 lead changes, 5 ties. Neck and neck the entire way. Castro waiting for a pass to open up. Jones somehow gets behind Hilliard for 2. Pick and roll. Castro picks up Andrews very well on this one. Hilliard lost the ball. It's knocked out of bounds. It's gonna be Pittsburgh's ball. Off the skip. Hardy connects from downtown. We'll pick and roll with Duren. It's bounced back to him, and they're going to call a foul on Keon Malone, his 4th. 3rd charity line stint for Jalen Duren. First one's up and good. And it's a 3-point game. Nice cut by Towns. Easy finish at the rim. He is approaching 30 points. Hilliard leaves it for Boyd. Great readjustment for 2. Towns the fake spin, penetration, and the scoop and layup. He is absolutely killing right now. He's so fun to watch, man. I just can't get enough of this guy. And now we got a steal. Malone with some great hands to jar it loose from Jalen Duren. Herb Jones blocked by Boyd. He tracks it down. It's still a mismatch. Just go right after Hilliard. He's going to fade away. And just missed it. Ball's tipped by Towns. Hilliard is going to have some free throws instead of a steal. Almost got that one for Wilson Towns, but he just couldn't corral it. And with 6:06 to play, it is 96-93 in favor of Pittsburgh. We've seen this before. We had a pretty substantial lead against this team last time we faced them, and we blew it the rest of the way. Can we stay in front here in this game? Thomas blocked by Boyd. He's got like 3 or 4 in the game. 2 here in the 4th. This could be a really big upset for us. Akbaji left open. We're tied. Wilson Towns wants it. He fires and connects. Just get this guy the ball. He's going to make things happen. Timeout, Virginia Beach. Fade away shot. Boyd can't respond. That was a very tough shot, by the way. And we'll see if he can pick things up for the rest of the way. Still has not really done well on those jump shots as Towns misses the 3, but Castro pulls down the rebound to keep it alive. Can we extend our lead? Not yet. Mismatch here for Kuminga against Jimmy Thomas. Help comes, and that might have helped out. Towns leaves it for Thompson, going right into a layup. That's a great pass. Back door, back to Boyd, and he's going to draw the foul, and he's not going to miss the free throws, man. He's not going to shoot. Well, you don't want to foul the guy because obviously he's a great free throw shooter, like one of the best in the league right now at I think he hits like 94% of his free throws. So Towns penetrates and Jalen Duren. No, I thought that was a Duren foul, but instead it's called against Quinn Hilliard. Thomas knocks like 88% of his down, so man, are you, how many times is this going to happen in one single episode? Are you serious? Thomas, 1 for 2. We are leaving the door open. Back door, Hilliard, the one-handed jam. 101 to 100, 3.5 to play. Thomas rounds a screen, but Boyd's right there with them. He fires from the elbow. It's blocked, and Castro getting onto the offensive board. They can put themselves in front on this possession. Hilliard turns it over. Castro cuts off the pass. Up to Malone against Jovanovic. He's got some free throws. Way to attack that on the fast break. You gotta knock the charity stripe shots down, because these Neptunes definitely will. 3-point game. That is not a smart shot, but Hilliard sinks it, and we're all tied. This Virginia Beach crowd is on their feet. We have quite a finish in store once again against our former team. How fun is this? Towns back to Malone, inside, fouled again. More free throws for the big man. The guy that we did not end up trading. But I still think that we're seeing some special plays by Wilson Towns, and We are going to trade Asar Thompson definitely after this game from Towns in the offseason. So expect that here in a couple of episodes. No threes, please. Hilliard, a bit too much at the 10. Jimmy Thomas, some solid post defense, I guess. We're holding on to a slim lead. Back to Thompson at the rim. He got it to go. Stop here is absolutely crucial. Hilliard misses the 3. The Neptunes need stops, but Thomas hits the fast break triple, and we extend our lead to 7, the largest lead since the first minute of the fourth. Jovanovic finds Stern on the lob, and this game's not over. We get revenge on the Neptunes for that last game. Wilson Towns, a 4-point play on the way. This guy is just on a different level right now. He wants to beat this team so bad. He wants to beat his former teammates. The free throw's no good, but it's an 8-point lead for the Pittsburgh Force here on the road. Jovanovic pulls the trigger. Oh my God, the shot making these last few minutes has been absolutely incredible. Towns with it. Back out to Malone. Now with Thompson. Towns for 3. No good, but Malone's on the glass and fouled from behind. He's drawn 3 shooting fouls these last 3 minutes of game time. And these free throws are going to matter a whole lot on the way to a potential win. 58 seconds left and counting. We lead by 7. They got to go fast. Kuminga to Hilliard. Picked up by Thomas. He attacks the rim and misses the layup, but Duran comes flying in for the rebound. Shot clock under 10 once more. Kuminga behind the arc. Just enough room to knock it down. It's a 4-point game. They're going to have to foul, but it's not over yet. He got some free throws for Wilson Towns, who is not reliable at the line at all. And he's missed his fair share of free throws here in this game. Front end, no good. Back end, perfect. They're going to use their penultimate timeout. Kuminga to Jovanovic. Quick mid-range jumper. No shot contest there, and the shot is good. 3-point game. They don't have to foul, but we just turn it over. Towns with a costly mistake. Jovanovic flips it in. It is a 1-point game. They're going to have to foul again, but now Towns has to hit these free throws. We should have put Thomas at the line instead. I can't believe they're still in this game. The first free throw was good. You got to go 2 for 2. You cannot give this team a chance to win the game on the last shot, and they're not going to have it unless we foul them on a 3. 20 seconds left. They don't got to force a quick shot. They just got to knock one down. It's got to be a 3. Kuminga's got space. He missed it. We're so lucky he just bricked it. Oh my God, I thought for sure he was going to have it. More crunch time free throws for Wilson Towns. And he's got ice in his veins tonight. The free throws are both good. 4 for 4 in his last 2 trips. The Neptunes are gonna be out of time. And we're gonna come out on top here on the road. Wilson Towns leads us to one of our best offensive games since the trade deadline move. And we're gonna come out on top here in Atlantic Arena. 121-115. 14. What a victory. Wilson Towns is an absolute star. That is a very impressive victory, and we respond to their close win all those months ago. A 38-point fourth quarter. Jovanovic, 26, 6 and 6. He was very good in this game, played very well. Hilliard, a double-double with 10 assists. Jalen Duren, one as well. Kuminga with 10 and 10. But Mac Boyd held 6 for 15 shooting. 0 for 7 from downtown. A day to forget from him, and we got the best of them in this one. Wilson Towns with a 40-point game. 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 14 for 25 shooting. Man, what a fun game for him and for Jonathan Campbell. 10 for 12. Thomas had a really good first half, but did not show up hardly at all in the second half besides that pull-up fast break 3. Just what a win for this Pittsburgh Force team. That is 3 straight and 4 out of our last 5. Are we picking things up as we approach the end of the season? I kind of hope not. I kind of want to lose a little bit more, and I think we're going to make one change in the episode for the last month of the season. We're going to start to slowly but surely shut down some of our players in the starting 5. Not Towns or Thomas, because I think those guys getting playing time matters a whole lot right now because they're so young. But for guys like Thompson and Keon Malone, I think I'm going to bring those guys off the bench the rest of the way, and we'll give the starter minutes to Clint Hardy at small forward and Brett Young, who is like 26 years old. So is Malone, I believe. But I think it matters to get these guys that don't often get much playing time more time to see if we want to bring back guys like Brett Young and see if Hardy can earn more playing time next year as well off the bench. So we'll give Young the starter power 4 minutes over Keon Malone the rest of the season, and we'll see what goes on from there. I think that is a good point to end the episode on, folks. We're going to end our season next time against the Bulls on April 1st, facing Jerome Vaughn, who right now is in the lead for Rookie of the Year. There's a new guy in second, Homer Castro, right behind Jerome Vaughn, despite Denell Haywood here dropping over 17 points per game for the Mavericks, but they're also a terrible team. We are not as bad, and he is passing the ball very well now. 3.5 assists per game, 1.2 blocks. So he has played better down the last couple of weeks. Oh, and look at this. New development, Wilson Towns, number 1 right now in most improved player. Currently averaging 25 and 7 if you round up, 1.4 steals per game. And he says that Pittsburgh is where he belongs compared to last year. He is averaging over 8 more points per game, 2 more rebounds, 3 more assists per game. He is just having himself quite a year as a full-time starter. And I think with some really good development that I kind of foresee in the offseason, I think he is going to be this team's number 1 option scoring-wise next year. And I think Jimmy Thomas can be a really good number 2 alongside him as a really nice backcourt. Excited for the future of this team with Wilson Towns leading the way because of just how well he has played this entire year. These last couple of games especially that we've watched, he has put up some awesome performances and had a 40-point bomb today against his former team. Gotta love it. But that is going to do it for me, folks. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, leave your thoughts down below on that Murray Bailey trade that we made to get those couple of first-round picks and what you want to see as we approach the end of the season. I will see you guys next time. Take care. and peace out.